Welcome to the show Meeting Interesting People. Today my guest, a special guest, Stevie Bertorelli. Welcome
Hi,
to the
Elena.
show.
Hi, Elena. Nice to see you.
Well, first of all, I greatly appreciate it for all your help you've done with my shows, include this one, Meeting Interesting People. And sometimes I think it's very nice to tell people who is people behind the cameras, who is people in the control room, who is members, and you one of them,
Yes.
of the TV3. And not many people knows what your passions are and what you're doing, except of being a member and your other job. So, and we will be showing some of the exception of your plays where you participated. So, and now you just tell us, it's not was just like one day you woke up and say to yourself, I want to be an actor.
No, it wasn't like that. Growing up, I wasn't very, how do you say, popular. I was pretty much a wallflower when I was growing up. I had friends, but I was, nobody really close. And, up through high school and on, being sometimes, like I said, being a wallflower, being picked on and teased, and didn't play sports. So I wanted to make something of my life in a way. So when I was a senior in high school, and I guess because as a kid I always used to, whenever I was home, I watched a lot of TV growing up, and I always used to say, and I always thought to myself, I could do that, but I never had the confidence in myself until my senior year of high school to say I could do this. It's something I want to do, and I love doing it. So after high school, I got involved with the Mystic Players of Medford, who is a theater group. I've done quite a few shows with them. I've also did other theater groups. So there was Stage One in Everett, Massachusetts. Regal Players, all sorts of shows. I think I must have done about maybe, combined maybe 20, 25 shows in theater.
And when it started, it's like
1992.
1992.
I did the show Showboat. Showboat was, at the time, the Chevalier Theater had just opened, and they wanted to do a really good play, and they chose Showboat, and it was my first. I had a couple of speaking lines. First, when I first started, I was really a little nervous because I hadn't really done anything. So
it's without any training.
No training. And my character's name was Overface Smith, and I remember one scene in which I had to be backstage and I had to moo like a cow, and that was the scene which called for it, and that was my first intro into theater. Then I did Bye Bye Birdie, which was with Stage One in Everett. I did it with a man named Warren Lever, who sadly he's no longer with us. Very nice man, and he gave me a lot of confidence to do the shows. And as I progressed, I got to cue. As years progressed, I got bigger and better parts. And one of the shows I finally remember was when I did South Pacific. South Pacific was, and I remember one time during the show, as I was doing my lines, a radio was supposed to come on, but the radio didn't come on. So we were stuck with dead silence. Nobody had any lines, so I just improvised, and I just started talking and everything. And
so you try to imitate the radio?
Well, sort of. I said the radio was supposed to say that this lieutenant had passed away, was killed in action. So I said, wait a minute, I'm getting a message. I pretended I had an earpiece.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And I said, Lieutenant Cable, he's dead, and I just started ad-libbing. And I'm like, whoa. And after that happened, after the show was over, the director came down. He just gave me the biggest hug in the history of hugs. And
saved the show.
I saved the show, and I never forgot that. They even gave me a special little angel to tell them for thanking me for saving the show, because if they didn't know what they were going to do because the radio had not worked. So
very nice.
And yeah.
And we will be showing these exceptions of 3 different shows, and I wanted to give some comments by the time people start watching them, so they get some ideas. The first one, it's A Christmas Carol.
Yes.
And it was stage in Medford.
Yes, it was Chevalier Theater in Medford by the Mystic Players. I played the part of Jacob Marley, who's the ghost who comes to Ebenezer Scrooge in his in his in his in his dreams, and it, and then it introduces the other three spirits. And
So what year is that?
Oh, 2002, I think.
2002.
2002.
Okay, and
So-
the next one, it's very interesting part
Well,
with the talking flower. So you can give us little tips for the viewers. What
well,
happened?
Little Shop of Horrors was that's one of my favorite shows to do, because in the show you don't see me. I'm backstage because I'm the voice of the plant, the Audrey 2, and when I'm backstage, and when I first said "feed me," and the audience was like, "Wow," and it's like,
So it was a great effect.
oh, it was a great effect, and I just and I love that part. I got to sing and everything like that, and
And where was it?
that was at Chevalier Theater.
Chevalier, okay.
Yes, that was back in 2000.
And it's the same, Mystic Players?
Mystic Players.
I see.
Yeah, and but I haven't been just Mystic Players, and I've done with a lot of different theater groups, and it's fun to do. Theater is really fun to do.
And I know you told me that you don't consider yourself as an actor, entertainer.
Well, I consider myself more entertainer because I want to be in some aspect of entertainment.
So you like to sing, because the last exception we would see, that will be a where you singing.
Yeah, the How to Succeed in Business. That was one of them. Yeah, I always was a singer, I guess. I mean, I had a teacher in high school, Mrs. Feldmeyer, who really encouraged me to sing. And
It's a Medford High School.
Medford High School, yeah, very nice lady. So I think that's when the confidence started building up for me. When she said I had a good voice, and I just kept, I kept singing at it, and I decided to do plays, and everyone was just so amazed that, Steve, we didn't know you had this great voice. And I don't consider myself Frank Sinatra great, but I love
Not necessarily to be a Frank Sinatra for everybody, but if you have a good voice to sing, you should share, because it's a talent.
Yeah.
They're given by God. So, and I know you have another passion. It's like you like sports.
Well, I'm a sports fanatic. Even though I never played sports in high school, I got interested in sports really around 1986 when the Red Sox were in the World Series, and we pretty much know how that ended up. So they lost. And
Okay. I'm not a sports fan,
you're
so
not a sports
I don't
fan,
know.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I've been through all the parades with the Patriots, Red Sox, and the Celtics. So
And then I know another interest you have is the history, right?
history.
History? You like history? You interested in the...
Well, history was my favorite subject in high school. I always loved reading about, past, from, History Channel. I like watching the History Channel. But one of the things that I wanted to do, since people always are complimenting me about my voice, was that I'd love to do radio work or voiceover for a cartoon or anything like that, because I had this tape in which I had like 20 different voices that I would do. I mean, I tried to do the English accent, it's quite right. The Queen is a lovely lady. Then one of the time I did the Swedish Chef.
So, and we have not much time left, unfortunately. So you need to tell us why in the studio or out of studio as well, the people call you Stevie B.
Well, Stevie B was actually, there's an interesting story to that. Actually, when I first came here to TV3, I actually wanted to do a variety show, talk about movies, all things. I did Joey and Maria's Comedy Wedding, and we were trying to think of a name for a show. At first, I wanted to call it Steve's Entertainment Review, but it didn't sound right. And then one guy, his name is Anthony Staples, a kid, he said, how about E.T. with Stevie B? And I'm like, yeah, I like that. I like that.
So, and that's how it stuck with you,
Yeah,
Stevie B.
Yeah, so everywhere I go now, people call me Stevie B. So.
Well, and now you actually a local celebrity, because we already heard once in another interview you were giving here at the studio that the kids were asking for autographs. So we wish you more autographs to sign.
I love signing autographs. I mean,
That's not a bad habit. It's
No.
good. And of course, we wish you a lot of new entertainments and roles in the different shows. And whatever you wish yourself during this coming year.
I do hope one day, like I've been doing it for years, and I love doing it, and it's a fun way to do it, and who knows, maybe someday, knock on wood, I'll get discovered one day. So
yes,
you just got to keep trying, because
follow your dreams.
Because one thing I learned is that when I was younger, I used to give up on a lot of things, but I don't want to give up this, because I've given up too many things in my life. So,
well, good luck, and thank you for being my guest.
Thank you, Elena.
Well, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time with my new guest.
What do you want with me?
Much.
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
You're mighty particular for the ghost. Who were you then?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
Yes, so you see. Can you sit down?
I can.
Do it then. You look more exhausted than you did 7 years ago.
You don't believe in me.
No, I don't.
What more proof can I offer you beyond that of your own senses?
I don't know.
Why do you doubt your senses?
Well, because a little thing can affect them. A slight disorder of the stomach makes them cheats. You may be a bit of undigested beef, or a blot of mustard, or even a crumb of cheese, or even a bit of underdone potato. There's more of gravy than a brave about you. You see this toothpick?
I do.
You're not looking at it.
I see it all the same.
I have but to swallow this to be tormented for all my day by a whole legion of ghosts. Humbug, I say, humbug!
Ah!
No! No! Why, Jake? Why do you trouble me?
Do you believe in me or not?
I do. I must.
Listen, and I will tell you why I'm here. Be still and listen.
I will, Jake. Yes.
It is required by every man that the spirit within him should walk abroad among his fellow men and travel far and wide. And any spirit that does not do so during life is condemned to do so after death, is condemned to wander the world as I have these 7 long years. As you have said, I grow weary from wandering these 7 long years.
But the change, Jacob. Why?
I forged them myself.
You?
They are a heavy and painful burden, and yet I forged them myself during my own wretched life. The same things you yourself are forging. Make no mistake, you are forging them, link by link.
No, Jacob, no.
Oh boy, here we go again. Look, I haven't got much left. Just give me a few more days to heal, okay? And then we'll stop.
Feed me!
I beg your pardon?
Feed me!
Joey, you talk, open up your trap. You're thinking you said...
Feed me, Bellbone, feed me now!
I can't.
I'm starving!
Oh boy, look, maybe I can squeeze a little bit more out of this.
I need some blood!
I know, but you can't get blood from a...
More!
I ain't got any more. What do you want me to do, slit my wrist? Look, how about I run down to the corner and get you some nice round beef?
must be.